Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving deep into one of the most anticipated matchups on the NFL's schedule, the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. This classic NFC East rivalry always brings fire, intensity, and plenty of storylines that stretch well beyond just football. For years, whenever the Cowboys and Giants meet, it's more than just another game on the schedule. It's a battle of pride, legacy, and divisional supremacy. This time around, there are even more layers added to the story, from key injuries that could shape the outcome, to the form of some of the biggest names in the league, to the looming question of whether Dak Prescott can continue to steady the Cowboys' offense, and if Malik Hooker can anchor the defense. Every angle matters when Dallas and New York collide, and this preview is here to break it all down, give you insight, and end with a clear prediction about who will come out on top. When you look at the Cowboys coming into this game, there's a sense of determination around this squad. After an offseason filled with questions about depth, offensive consistency, and whether Dak Prescott could shake off last season's frustrations, Dallas is now staring down a pivotal early season clash. The Cowboys' offense has at times looked explosive, but also inconsistent. Prescott remains the centerpiece, and while his leadership is rarely questioned, fans and analysts alike keep circling back to one key point: can he cut down on turnovers and deliver the kind of performances that give Dallas the edge in these tight NFC East matchups? Against the Giants, that answer will be crucial, because the margin for error is razor thin. If Prescott stays efficient and avoids costly mistakes, the Cowboys' chances skyrocket. But if the Giants' pass rush gets in his face and rattles him, things could turn ugly quickly. The running game is another huge storyline for Dallas. After moving on from Ezekiel Elliott, this backfield has looked different, leaning on speed and versatility more than sheer power. The offensive line remains a strength, but injuries along that line always seem to play a role in Cowboys' seasons. Keeping Prescott upright and carving lanes in the run game is going to be vital, especially against the Giants' defensive front that has built its reputation on being aggressive and disruptive. Giants defensive coordinator Wink Martindale loves to blitz and create chaos, and that means Prescott will have to read defenses quickly, and the offensive line will need to communicate better than ever. On the flip side, the Dallas defense continues to be the pride of this team, and Malik Hooker is right at the heart of it. Hooker has been one of the most underrated playmakers in the league, someone who can patrol the back end and erase big plays. With the Giants bringing in more weapons around Daniel Jones, Hooker's ability to keep the secondary disciplined is going to be massive. When Hooker is healthy and flying around, the Cowboys' defense looks completely different. His range, ball-hawking skills, and leadership bring balance to a unit that already has Micah Parsons wreaking havoc up front. Parsons, of course, is the superstar who demands double teams, but what makes Dallas dangerous is that when Parsons takes the attention, it opens up opportunities for others like DeMarcus Lawrence, Leighton Vander Esch, and Hooker to shine. The Cowboys are banking on this defensive balance to slow down Jones and Saquon Barkley, and if Hooker plays at his best, the Giants will find the deep passing game nearly impossible to unlock. The injury report is one of the most talked about parts of this matchup, because health always plays a big role in how these teams line up against each other. For the Cowboys, fans have been closely watching the status of offensive line starters, because any absences there could spell disaster against the Giants' front. Tyron Smith's name always comes up in these situations, given his history of injuries, and Dallas knows that without him, or with him limited, the entire structure of the offense shifts. Malik Hooker himself has battled injuries in the past, so his availability and health are always critical. On the Giants' side, the focus is heavily on Saquon Barkley's condition, as well as a few key receivers who've been dealing with lingering issues. Barkley is the engine of New York's offense, and if he's not fully healthy, it changes how Daniel Jones can operate. The Giants need Barkley's explosiveness to keep the Cowboys' defense honest. Without it, Dallas can stack up pressure and force Jones into uncomfortable situations. Speaking of Jones, this game is also a referendum of sorts on him as a quarterback. The Giants gave him a new contract, investing in him as their future, but divisional games like this are the real measuring stick. Against Dallas, he'll face one of the fiercest pass rushes in football, a defensive line that feasts on weaknesses, and a secondary led by Hooker that won't give him easy looks downfield. The Giants' coaching staff has put faith in Jones' improvement, pointing to his ability to run and extend plays, but against the Cowboys, that margin for creativity is limited. Parsons and the Dallas linebackers are too fast to let Jones escape often, and Hooker and Trayvon Diggs will be waiting to pounce on mistakes if Jones tries to force anything downfield. This is where the chess match between coaching staffs comes alive. Can Brian Daboll scheme ways to neutralize Parsons and spread out the Dallas defense? Or will Dan Quinn's unit simply overwhelm New York with speed and discipline? Another factor that cannot be ignored is the history between these two teams. The Cowboys have dominated the Giants in recent years, and every time they meet, Dallas seems to have New York's number. For the Giants, this game represents not just a chance to pick up an important win, but also to prove that the balance of power in the division isn't permanently tilted. Rivalry games often come down to intangibles: momentum, energy, and the ability to rise in big moments. This matchup is no different. Both fan bases are passionate, both understand the stakes, and both will be looking at this game as a barometer of where their season is headed. For Dallas, a win would solidify their position as legitimate contenders, while for New York, victory would serve notice that they are closing the gap and ready to challenge the Cowboys' grip on dominance. Special teams could quietly play a role in this game too. Dallas has had some shaky moments in the kicking game in recent seasons, and in a tight, low-scoring divisional battle, every field goal attempt will matter. Momentum swings often come from a blocked punt, a long return, or a missed kick, and in a rivalry game where the defenses could cancel each other out, don't be surprised if a special teams play decides it. Both coaching staffs have emphasized discipline, but in a game this emotional, sometimes mistakes creep in, and the team that capitalizes on them first usually comes out ahead. As for the prediction, this game shapes up to be a defensive slugfest with moments of offensive brilliance. The Giants will rely heavily on Barkley and short passes to neutralize the Cowboys' pass rush, while Dallas will try to open things up with play action and quick strikes to CeeDee Lamb. Prescott's efficiency will be the deciding factor. If he stays patient, avoids turnovers, and keeps the offense moving, Dallas will have enough to outlast the Giants. On the other side, if Jones can protect the football and use his legs effectively, New York has a chance to flip the script. But given the current form, the depth of talent, and the defensive edge with Hooker and Parsons leading the way, the Cowboys look slightly more equipped to grind out the win. Expect a close, hard-fought game, but one that ultimately sees Dallas pulling ahead late, with the defense making a critical stop or turnover to seal it. So when all is said and done, this Cowboys vs. Giants showdown promises to be another unforgettable chapter in one of the NFL's great rivalries. With Dak Prescott under the spotlight, Malik Hooker anchoring the secondary, and injury questions looming large, the drama couldn't be higher. Every play will matter, every mistake could be costly, and every moment will feed into the bigger story of this season. Fans can expect intensity, emotion, and the kind of football that defines the NFC East. My prediction: the Cowboys take it in a tight one, but the Giants make them earn every inch. Stick around with us for all the latest updates and reactions as this rivalry continues to shape the NFL landscape. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into Cowboys football and all things NFL.